Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's alright, my friend. Because you know what? Bedtimes don't last forever. Because after every storm, there is a rainbow. And trust me, my good friend, you're getting closer and closer every day to that pot of gold, that rainbow, or whatever you want to call it, the light at the end of the tunnel, or whatever. I have faith in you. You got this. Manifestation is real. Prayers is also real. And also putting in that work and having that blueprint is also the way to go. But also, I always tell people too, like, bad times last forever, but we also have to honor the bad times because they help us get through the times that we have been looking for, which is the good times. Okay? Okay. So if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's popping again? As always, I want to start off with saying, because sometimes I forget, the last episode I forgot, but I ain't going to forget today. I thank you all so very much for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to me or watch me on YouTube. I appreciate it so much. For the ones that are new here, welcome. I'm glad that you was able to find me. And whoever put you on, thank you to them too. For the OGs, thank you for being here for so long as well. Even if you just became an OG and all that, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for just taking the time to listen to me, watch me, and just vibe out with me, y'all. I just really, really appreciate it so much. So much. And it makes me so happy when I see the numbers go up. Yes, sometimes numbers go down, but that's okay though. All that matters to me is that somebody is listening. Because that's my always go-to saying is that if I cannot help a lot of people, as long as I'm helping someone, and that's all that matters. But at the end of the day, I still appreciate y'all because like I say all the time, life be life, and I understand sometimes it's hard for us to listen or just sit back, relax, and listen to who our favorite podcast, YouTuber, artists when they drop new music and etc. etc. So as always, y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. And for the ones that are new here, thank you for even checking me out, and hopefully you guys become an OG as well. So yeah, y'all, we are in the second week of May. I'm so excited about that. Let me double check, y'all, make sure we in the second week of May. So I feel like we are, yeah, we technically are in the second week of May. Technically, right? Yeah, technically we are in the second week of May. May is a beautiful time of the year because of graduations, weddings, bridal showers, all that type of stuff. So congratulations to everyone out there that are graduating, getting married, having kids, starting new chapters in their life and everything like that. I am so proud of you. I wish you guys nothing but the best in life, and I hope you all are just blossoming in every way that you can. And I'm so proud of you because I'm a part of that too. I know the feeling. I know how I feel. This is a moment in life that you guys all been waiting for. Trust me, I've been waiting for it too. Not gonna lie, y'all, it still haven't hit me yet. And I graduate Saturday, May 17th. It still haven't really hit me yet. I'm just so glad that like doing the assignments are over. But but it really haven't hit me like, dang, I'm graduating again. I always told myself when I get my bachelor's degree, I'm most definitely going to show out because this degree means a lot. It is my second degree, but it also means a lot because during the pandemic, I graduated high school during the pandemic. It really wasn't a graduation ceremony. I graduated. Our ceremony was outside of the school, literally outside the school entrance, and we walked across the steps. Associate's degree, I ain't gonna lie, I did walk, but I didn't feel comfortable. Like everything, like I had planned from my attire to my hair, everything that didn't go as planned. And then the day after, like during the day, during the day of graduation, I didn't really do as much, really. So I really didn't do all that. And one thing about me too, y'all, I'm not really big on parties anymore because sometimes, you kick a lot of money out, and then sometimes people don't show up, and then sometimes you don't be in the mood. So I most definitely am thankful that I'm able to see this opportunity, and I'm going to embrace every chance that I get. I'm so humbled and blessed because y'all, it's a struggle. It is a struggle to multitask and manage a lot of things. And like I said to you, shout out to all the people that's out there graduating or starting new chapters of their life, getting married, having kids or whatever, because I know it took a lot out of you guys to, just get things together while still handling your business. Like for me, dealing with a 9 to 5 as well as going to school and then having an internship and still trying to manage my 5 to 9, which is the podcast. It's a lot. So shout out to all you guys out there. I'm so super duper proud of y'all. This is y'all year. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So far, 2025 has been amazing to me, and I hope it stays that way. And I hope the same way for you all. And if not, I'm telling you, it's going to get better. Pray on it. Manifestation is real. Create that blueprint and get to going. Last year theme was, well, for the podcast, I told people, be selfish, take control, and pop out. Do what's best for you. Take control of what matters to you. If you know you got it, just you manifesting it, take control and own it. Pop out when you know you ready to pop out, and just step out when you have to. Sometimes you have to be selfish, because at times you really just have to think about you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, especially for your wellness as well. A little updates. Y'all, I'm super excited for vibing out with guests for this month. So far, I think I only have 2 guests, and that's okay. That's all right, because June, I'm super excited about that one. I think June will be the same for March, within like the amount of guests that I'll have. Y'all, I think I'll probably have 4 to 5 guests for next month. I ain't gonna tell y'all until the month of June hits with the first episode I have for June. That'll probably give y'all a little heads up of like, okay, so we know what the vibe is going on for June. And also, yes, the podcast does turn 2 years as well. I do not have my freaking iPad, but it is, I think, a month and 2 days. Yep, in a month and 2 days, we have left until the anniversary. On the 15th, it will be 30 days. And I just thought of it because I remember that one, because I seen the countdown for graduation. It said today was 3 days and a couple hours. So, nevertheless, y'all, that's a little bit of updates on what's going on. Yes, the CEO is about to graduate, get degree number 2. And y'all, if y'all new here, I'm from Baltimore. So if y'all gonna hear the accents too and all that, it's me. I'm raw and uncut with everything I do and say. And if you watch me on YouTube or you see me type it on my laptop, y'all, it's my mother. And it's crazy because Apple plays tricks, y'all. I have on the Focus app, where you put the Focus little icon, do not disturb, me time, school time, work time. Y'all, my school one, that's D&D, like nobody can get through. And I think she just be hitting the notify anyway. And I'm like, bro, I'm recording, like, you're gonna have to wait. But nevertheless, y'all, yeah, if y'all hear the AC in the background too, y'all, it is a little cold. I was a little hot, a little cold. Now it's cold in here. I was a little hot, but it is what it is. Like I say to you, everything I say and do is raw and uncut. You're gonna get everything I feel like you need to get from me. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not going to, not be afraid to show y'all the real me, because I know at times too what cracks me up to, people be like, I never knew you can do this. I never know you sound like this. I be like, my friend, this is me. This is me regardless. When I'm in that mode, you gotta learn how to be articulate. And I learned that within me being 20-some years old. You gotta be articulate. Like, I can't talk to my boss the way I talk to my friends, but I can't talk to my mother the way I talk to my friends. So just being articulate. And when I'm on here, I feel comfortable, because I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown, then we're gonna jump into it. When I started this out, I tell a story all the time. This was just for fun. I just run in my mouth just for the fun of it. Everybody knows since day one, if you know me, all I do is run my mouth. I talk, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh, kiki, ha ha, but I'm also keep it real with you. I'm a real big, strong believer on mental health, because it's something that we all go through. And as a person that went through it and still have her moments as well, I'm a strong believer of mental health. So when I'm passionate about something, that's where I found my niche within this. I use my voice as a platform. My platform, I used it as the voice to help me, not only just within my personal life, but my professional life, when work with children, as well as being at a HBCU, talking to my peers, as well as working in the work life, knowing how to handle this, doing that, and all tying everything that I know from my everyday life and stuff into what I love most. I fell in love with the mic. Y'all, I wish I had my iPad is, I threw my iPad, y'all. I wish I could say the quote that I made. I think I could pull it up on my laptop, but I'll probably just put it at the end. But nevertheless, y'all, yes, so I'm just going to let y'all know right now. If you're new here, everything I say and do is raw and uncut. This is in my bio for Instagram too, and I think on YouTube. For every platform. Everything I say and do is raw and uncut. Sometimes people be like, I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes people be like, that don't sound like you. My friend, that's because you don't know who I am. and we never had a time to sit down and have a real conversation, or never just had the time to listen to who Vibing with E is. Like, everybody may know Erica, but do you really know who E is? Yeah. And I love like how when people be telling like have be saying that too, like actors, they be like, this is who I am, like they stage name and stuff, but do you know who this person is? Like Erica, I feel like Erica, that's out of me. Erica is my government name. She's real professional, passionate about everything she do, soft spoken, everything like that. But E is raw and uncut, gonna give it to you live and raw and everything. I love when I'm in E mode because E just so relaxed and calm, and I wouldn't want to say no filter, but she's comfortable in her skin, and E is comfortable with expressing who she is. And that, y'all, ties into the episode that the vibe of the day that we will be discussing. And it's so crazy because I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I did give y'all this little something summary, this little something about me, because this fits perfectly into the vibe of the day. So without further ado, y'all, I want y'all to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice, because as always, every vibe of the day is something special. Turn me up on your PCs, phones, tablets. If you watch me on the TV, turn me up, because as always, every vibe of the day is something special. Okay? So let's jump into it, y'all. That is so crazy. And that impacts with my self-worth and my self-image. That's just me. And I love who I am. It took me a minute to really, I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is like, a serious little matter right here. Just a little jib about me. I wasn't always comfortable with who I was because I didn't know what my purpose was. Sometimes when you grow up to like at the high school, I always knew I was a nerd. Like that was not going to change anything. That was something I know from the top of the dome. Like, I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. Like, I know I got T's and stuff behind being smart. Now look at me. But the point of the matter is, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to fix myself in the chair because I feel like I'm sliding. But the point of the matter is, y'all, being able, when I'm in E mode, I'm able to understand what my self-worth is and my self-image and feeling comfortable. Not gonna lie, I love Erica's side. I love when I have to be Erica. But something about E, that alter ego with E, like right now, she just feels so comfortable. She's comfortable to talk, comfortable to just be herself and sit in certain places. Like, y'all, I'm gonna keep saying this. Like, when I had the moment to speak at my school's organization that I was a part of, it changed my whole world. Just like someone noted, a group of people noticing me, because I was once a member. I didn't redeem myself, y'all, but I'm gonna forever be a member. Love yours. Love yours. Shout out to Love Yours at Morgan State University. Their organization is based on business and business entrepreneurship, as well as self-care, self-love. And I was in the midst, like I was just fresh out, y'all. Like, the podcast was literally, I think, 3 months old when I had joined the organization. It was so crazy because they also helped me too. Being around other people and being the only person in the room that had a podcast, everybody else were bakers, clothing designers, nail techs, hairstylists, and he'd be like, dang. At first, y'all, it made me feel like, dang, I'm an outcast because, like, nobody has a podcast. Because when you think of business entrepreneurship, the first thing you think of is, like, hair, nails, eyebrows, lashes, barbers, clothing designers, braiders, stuff like that. And content creators. But when I was the first ones to come up there and like, yeah, I got a podcast. At first, I had some eyes like, girl, what? And some people was amazed. But the whole point of the matter is, y'all, from that moment, it built me to be the person I am today. And it made me comfortable in my own skin, especially when it comes to me being who I am when I'm sitting here or vibing out the day, wellness days, or vibing out with guests. It just makes me feel comfortable. And sometimes it makes me feel even more comfortable when people just call me E. I just don't know what it is, but E is the side of me that I love to death, and I hope you guys love as well. And I'm comfortable, and I'm glad that I was able to develop this and find my niche within what I'm doing now. So, now let's get really into the vibe of the day. I had to give y'all a little snippet because, y'all, that really turned me up, y'all. Like, it really turned me up because stuff like that, it really gets me going. And I love what I do now because at first, like I say all the time, this was just for fun. But when I notice people like what I'm saying, give it to them and stuff like that, why not take it serious? And I'm taking it serious, and it's so amazing that I got a lot of guest appearances this summer, y'all, and I'm so happy and so blessed for it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, anything is possible. Do take a leap on faith. Go out there, show the world what you're capable of, and try something new, because you never know what you're good at. Practice. They say practice make perfect, but I'll be like, practice how you think is to the standard that you want it to be, and don't be afraid to just listen to the feedback. Sometimes bad feedback may be good feedback, but I'm gonna tell y'all from my experience, it's okay. It's okay to be different. Point blank, period. It's okay to be different. I like to be different. I feel like I'm a popular lonely. I feel like people know me, but I ain't really that known. But I'm lonely. I'm a loner. Like, not as much like, oh, I like to be lonely, but I'm gonna say it like this. I'm a laid back and a cut person. You see me, hey, how you doing? And sometimes I be surprised when people know who I am because of this. So never had that doubt in your mind that you can't do nothing, because the tongue is a powerful thing. So never say never. Always put your foot on the gas and take off, because you never know you never know what you can discover about yourself. You never know where you can be at, and you never know how much of an impact you could put on someone. Y'all, I get DMs like crazy, depending on even if it's from my educational standpoint, or if it's from the podcast standpoint, or just me in general. Like, you never know who's watching you, and it's super dope when you could just be comfortable in being who you are. So take it from me, the one and only E. Be comfortable with who you are. Let haters gonna hate. You gonna have haters, but y'all know the saying. Excuse me. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. And like Shorty Low said, dig up to all my haters. But I'm all about positive vibes. So just do for you. Good vibes only. Stay in your lane and do what's going to work for you, my friend. Because at the end of the day, you never know how much this going to take off. And just stay consistent. Pray about it. Have a blueprint and do what's best for you. Okay? And don't be afraid to ask for help. Because y'all, it took me a minute to ask for help. Trust me. I was like, I got this. And I ain't going to lie to you. People be coming up to me too. Like, recently a girl texted me and was like, I want to hear a story about how you started. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say this from right off the bat before we get into it. I didn't know nothing about podcasting. I didn't know the equipment you had to do, the platforms, look. I ain't know none of that. Excuse me, y'all. I didn't drink my water, but I ain't know none of that. But I learned, and I taught myself. And don't be afraid to learn from others. Like, y'all, I'm trying to get real stiff, real stiffy. I feel like I messed up in the words. I'm trying to get real creative when it comes to the videos, like the editing and everything like that. So yeah, I have some guys from my city that's willing to help me and everything. So shout out to them, my engineer, all that. Shout out to all y'all, because if it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't be possible. And don't be afraid to create a team. I'm slowly but surely creating my team, and I'm glad of that. It takes... Sorry, y'all. I drink the water so good. Circle will be amazing with the filters. But y'all, never be afraid, just to network. Network is key. Put yourself out there, because you never know who you may need and who you may meet that may help you in the long run. And you never know that they can make a difference, and y'all could build a team, because I'm slowly building a team right now, y'all. So just do what's best for you. Just do it like Nike. Just do it like Nike, okay? All right. So the vibe of the day is self-worth over self-image, embracing your inner strength. So I basically gave y'all a little rundown of how this, as I always love to use the podcast, impacted me. So now we're going to get into, hold on, y'all. Ooh. Okay, y'all, my back hurt a little bit. I'm so sorry. We're going to get a little bit into embracing your inner strength. So all you friends out there, tell a friend. Let's find our self-worth, our self-image, as well as embracing our inner strength. I gave y'all a little snippet of how the podcast helped me and how that impacted me to be comfortable, and I found that to be my inner strength. So now I want to give y'all some jewels, and hopefully it can help you. If you're new here, I break down every vibe of the day into a definition, the 5 W's, and a quote, with research from online, as well as with some stuff that I answered from the questions. So don't be afraid, everything I have it The translator is on this. I love it too. Like, all my platforms has translators. So if you don't understand, sometimes I do talk too fast, like I feel like I am right now. But I'm gonna take my time because I really like this episode, and I feel really good tonight. Cause y'all, I feel a little sleepy. Since the semester over, I really don't have much to do. Work, eat, sleep, talk to y'all, and that's it. Doing assignments, y'all, I might complain, but I got it done. But nevertheless, y'all, let's get into it. So that's how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna repeat the vibe of the day to y'all again, and we're gonna go straight into the definition, the 5 W's, the quote, and we're gonna end it off like that. So, self-worth over self-image, embracing your inner strength is the vibe of the day. Now let's break down the definitions. So, self-worth is the deeper belief, that you are valued, lovable, and enough just as you are, regardless of appearance, achievements, or validations from others. Self-image, on the other hand, is how you see yourself based on just your expectations, mirrors, and your compassion. While self-image can change day to day, self-worth is a stable foundation that keeps you grounded in your truth. Prioritizing self-worth means focusing on inner strength, kindness, purpose, and articulating over surface level ideas. It's about honoring who you are beyond the filters, the standards, and the self-doubt. True confidence is born from your value, not provided. So I really, really like this one. I like the definition that they gave me when I did it and whatever, because like I said, just using my own input, my own story, and then like some of my friends' stories, and I heard too, it's so crazy like how we didn't let the self-image really define us. The self-worth helped us in it. It embraced who we are for us to be comfortable within the self-image. And I really love how that just incorporated with, just everyday life, because we all go through it. We may not really think we do on an everyday basis what we do. Sometimes we be thinking like, what is my self-worth? But we really don't think of the self-image. We just think of just image. But self-image is a deeper way too, because it's how you see yourself based on like your expectations as well, the mirror, and your compassion that you have for whatever in your personal or professional life. So start off with number one, who. For everyone that's new here, every question that I have impacting the vibe of the day, for the who, that impacts everyone from children on up to elderly adults, because we all go through these things. My main audience, I feel like right now, is probably for in the 20s on up to 50, and that's super dope. And I'm trying to get high schoolers involved too, because I understood how it was to be a high schooler and never really had someone to help me from like just listening on the platform wise. But we're slowly but surely getting there. So, who is impacted by embracing self-worth over self-image? Like I said, everyone is impacted by this. So anyone who struggles with social pressure, self-doubt, or body image is impacted by the shift from self-image to self-worth. That's when like high and low self-esteem come in. And I'm drawing back to when I taught my students at my internship about self-love and affirmations, loving on yourself, appreciating who you are, so on and so on. That's where the self-image come into, because that's where the self-doubt come into. Sometimes we may not all deal with it at once, meaning like in the same day, like, oh, I look a mess. Oh, I need to change that, I need to change that. Sometimes it's happening out of the blue. Like, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I am 20-something years old. I'm like 5'3", 5'4". And when they say you're that size, when you're that height, you gotta be a certain size. Well, I'm not. You know how they say cornbread fed? I'm cornbread fed. From the legs on up. So sometimes when I do wear certain stuff like body shapers, body suits, bathing suits, and certain dresses, I be self-insecure, and that's where the self-image come into place sometimes, because it makes me feel like, for me, I'll just wrap it up, like, just summarize it like this. My self-image impacts within my self-appearance, within the physical side. Mentally, I wouldn't say nothing because that's just me. I'm a vibe. It's a vibe all the time. Because Sean Rock told y'all that. And I feel like that's true because I'm a vibe. And that really doesn't affect who, that doesn't really affect me. Sometimes my self appearance, that affects my self image, do because I'm like, I hope this don't make me look sloppy. I know I'm big. I know somebody gonna talk about me, whatever. But then I had to realize, you know what? This is who I am. This is a part of who I am too. And it's okay. And I understand at times, we want to fix it. We want to do surgeries. We want to do this, that. I feel like you got to do what's best for you, but also embrace who you are. Like saying you're beautiful on the inside and outside. Because y'all, it took me a minute as a child too, y'all. My self worth and image was not there. Low self esteem, everything. But as I got older and I'll never forget when I was in middle school, the women who worked at my school, who was a social worker at the time and the counselors that helped me to be the woman that I am today, as well as my mom and the females that I have in my life now too, and the older women too in my past life and stuff that I'm still close with to this day. I thank you and I applaud them so much. Because without them, y'all, I don't know what I would be. And it takes a lot out of a person to feel comfortable. And having that push, that extra push, and having a village is the best thing ever in life. And it's very important to have. I tell people all the time, don't be afraid, because it's needed. So people who rely heavily on external validations, whether from appearance, achievements, or others' opinions, will find this transformation especially empowering. So for me, like I said, when it comes to appearance, achievements, I ain't gonna lie. If I think I mentioned on here, in college, when I was in community college, I had that phase where C's get degrees. I graduated with 3.0. Came to Morgan, my first semester, y'all. I was hustling. I was working. I was trying to stack my money up and still get myself together within Morgan. I had a 2.8. And I look back at my transcript, I was like, wow. Then it went up to a 3.3. Then it went up to a 3.4. And then it went up to a 4. Then it went up to a 3.5. And then I seen due to semesters, when I first got on the dean's list was when I was in the School of Social Work. I had got a 3.8. And I said, this is me. Because middle school and all that, middle school, high school, I was deans. I was honors, deans, all that. And then when I was like, the pandemic played a big role because I'm a student that has to be in person. So that achievement, it hurt me because at one point in time, I was like, you know what? I just have to pass. And I was in that mindset of what you call the fix mindset. No, I was in the fix. Until when I was able to get into, when I found out that it had to have a certain grade point average to get into the social work program, I was grinding. And that's what made me get into the growth mindset. And I am so honored and blessed to say that I'll be graduating with high honors, magna cum laude. Okay? I never thought I would make it this far. Because if I still would have had that C's get degrees mindset, I think I wouldn't even had it. So I tell people all the time, it's okay, it's all right to have this self-worth and self-image thing going on, but keep going until you know this is for you. Others' opinions, like I said, mentioning about my voice, that's an example. When people say, you don't sound the same on here, I be like, I do sound the same. My friends even know that because my vibe is a vibe all the time. I'm a vibe in person. But sometimes, you have to learn. You got to learn from a person and don't judge them. Because I'm big on the don't judge a book by its cover. If you never took the time out of your day to sit down and open that book, read a few pages. If you don't like it, put the book back. And if you love it, keep going and keep, asking yourself the questions, reading and exploring what it has to offer. And I feel that same way about a person. Don't judge a person if you never got a chance to sit down and talk to them one-on-one, an adult level, or same thing with children. Don't judge them until you have a conversation with them to understand who they are. And if you don't like it with adults, say kindly, you know what? We could be cordial. But with children, come on now. I'm real big. I love the children. Sometimes they get on your nerves. Trust me. But you gotta deal with it. And you don't want to give off that vibe of, oh, she just like the rest of them. Or he just like the rest of them. Because you never know. Sometimes you might not like that kid, but you fall in love with them. Trust me. I heard teachers, social workers, counselors, psychiatrists, all that said that just a child got on their nerve, but that's their best child. That's the child they love the most. See. So this shift is impactful for those experiencing burnout, low self-esteem, or feelings of unequal and adaptive, as it encourages them to embrace their inner core values. Individuals working on personal growth, healing, or overcoming challenges can also benefit from focusing on self-worth rather than self-image. Additionally, those in industries that emphasizes appearance such as modeling, entertainment, or social media often needs to reconnect with their inner strength. People recovering from trauma or negative experiences may also find healing in recognizing their inner self-worth. Ultimately, anyone who seeks to build lasting confidence free from external judgment will benefit from this mindset shift. So everyone is impacted within embracing self-worth, as well as embracing self-worth over self-image. And the reason why, because anyone who struggles with this impacts, self-doubt, body images, or just the shift of life itself. People also have challenges in their life that go on, such as the appearances, the achievements, or others' opinion. That also will probably trigger them, but maybe make the best out of them when it comes to the empowering, as well as those thoughts that we have when it comes to our self-worth and self-image at times also impacts with us experiencing the burnout, low self-esteem, or feeling like we're not equal. But also, too, like I said, too, going back to shout outs to people that's in the entertainment, such as models, entrepreneurs, entertainers, or social media, they have a lot. Because there's like, if they're constant doing content stuff, people are saying anything out of pocket. And I salute them to the ones that clap back and some that don't clap back, or some that just say, you know what, it is what it is. Because it's so hard. Because they often need to had that mirror conversation with their self, with their inner voice, and had that 5, 10, 15, 25, 30-minute conversations to help them with their inner strength and help them get themselves together. So overall, as well as people who dealt with trauma or negative experiences, they also find a way of healing and recognizing who they are within their self-worth. And as I said, ultimately, anyone who seeks to build lasting confidence, free external judgment, will benefit them from this mindset. It will work. It takes prayer. It takes a prayer. Excuse me, on my back. I think I gotta crack my back. It takes prayer, faith, a village, and putting yourself out there on the forefront. Number 2. Excuse me. What does embracing self-worth over self-image mean? So embracing self-worth over self-image means prioritizing your inner values over external appearances, how prevents you, how others perceive you. Excuse me. It's about realizing that your worth is not determined by your looks, material success, or social status. When you embrace self-worth, you move away from the constant measuring yourself against other standards and instead focus on clevering self-respect, kindness, and authentics. It involves developing a mindset that you value is inherent and unshakable, regardless of what happens around you. This shift allows you to become less affected by criticism, social pressure, or negative self-talk. It's about embracing yourself within your strength, acknowledging your growth, and accepting your flaws as a part of your journey. Embracing self-worth encourages you to live with purpose, guided by confidence inside and self-love rather than external validation. I like this a lot because when it comes to how can we embrace the self-worth over the self-love, being able to embrace self-worth over your self-image, the self-image, it helps you prioritize who you are. It helps you understand that you're not the social status, you're not your looks, and you're not the material things. That's just like something on the resume. That ain't it. Who you are is who you carry yourself as, like your natural born self. Like I say, for me, my vibes is there. Some people really don't care about me having 2 degrees, having uh um a job and certain stuff they really don't care about. They want to know who you are within the character traits. And sometimes people will say too within like your achievements, that's an ego thing. But I feel like, you gotta embrace it. But you don't want that to affect who you are. You don't want that to glorify as well as who you are. Like, oh, every 5 minutes, yep, I went to Howard. I went to Morgan. I did this. I did. No. Sometimes, just gotta give people a little summary. Then it's good. Because sometimes embracing your self worth or the self image sometimes can have people triggered as well as confused and feel like you're really bragging. As my mother say, braggadocious. So when it comes to embracing your self-worth, you just move from the measures of you just move away from measures consisting measuring yourself against others, like other standards, and instead focus on what impacts you, your self-worth, kindness, and authenticity. Let me tell y'all, for me at times I feel like I had myself in a box when it came to self-worth, when it comes to measuring myself with others. Sometimes, even growing up, I look at myself like, dang, she doing this, she doing that, and it's just me like, I don't know why, I don't know. It used to have me like, dang, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing what the standard is, the norm, the normal. But like I say too, it's okay to be different. I'd rather be different than to be the same, because you wouldn't know who is unique in what area and who is different in what's their niche, what's their creativity, and things like that. And that also impacts with the self-worth as well as impacting the self-image. Like, I know my self-respect now. I know at times I could be a little rowdy, but I know my strength and my weaknesses. Being kind as well as being authentic. It'll come together, y'all. Trust me. By you being able to develop that mindset, the values that you inherit, and able to be unshakable, you're going to be unstoppable with acknowledging your growth and accepting your flaws as a part of the journey. Like I say, bad times don't last forever, because after every storm there's a rainbow. Or if you prefer light at the end of the tunnel, pot of gold, whatever. Don't be ashamed of it. Like I said, I was not at one point in time I was ashamed of having that C's degree saying, but it humbled me and it helped me to impact that, this is not me. And that impacted me to be where I'm at right now. And that will continue when I continue the next chapter in my life. So for you guys out there, don't feel like you have to change yourself because you got to fit in with the norm, or somebody saying this and that about you and you got to meet their standards. You meet the standards for you, my friend. Do what's for you. You want this to happen for yourself? Go ahead. You want to fix yourself within this self-worth? Go ahead. Your self-image? Go ahead. Do what's best for you, because trying to please people is not the way. Because you got to think about it. If they're going to please you, you got to think about that. Excuse me, y'all. You ever talk so much and your throat get dry? That's me. But it'd be a good thing because, like, I'm spitting that stuff. But no, my friends, for real, like, let's talk for serious. Let's be serious. I don't know who said let's be for serious, but it's so funny. But let's be serious here. When it comes to your self-worth, when it comes to you embracing your self-worth over your self-image, do what's for you. Don't try to fit in with the norm, and don't try to let anyone or anything downplay you and then trying to tell you that you got to be this way or you have to fit in with this way to get like this. Have that shift allow you to become less affected by the criticism, the social pressure. That's where low self-esteem and peer pressure come in, as well as the negative self-talk, my friend. We got to stop telling ourselves that we're bums, we don't know, we broke, we ugly. That's impacted with low self-esteem, as well as a fixed mindset. You want to be growth. You want to be able to say, I'm amazing, I'm fly, I'm handsome, I'm the ish, I got this, I know that, I could do this, I could do all things through him himself. Sorry, y'all, I had to throw that little Bible verse out there. But having the positive self-talk, y'all, will have you feeling 10 times better. Trust me. Negative talk, the tongue is a powerful thing. You don't want to say nothing that's going to have you like, why would I say that? And you see things happen in your life. You don't want them to happen. So replace all that criticism and social pressure into something that you know for a fact is going to turn you up in the most amazing, powerful, and blessed way ever. As well as stop the self-negative talk. Wake up in the morning, have them affirmations saying, I'm blessed. Today's going to be a good day. If I got to check myself, I'm going to have that 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 minute to an hour conversation with myself. If I got to do it in the car, do it. If I got to do it with nature, do it. If I got to call my mother, my father, my grandma, sister, brother, grandfather, uncle, my best friend, I'm going to do it. Because that's impacting within you, embracing the self-worth over the self-image that has been going on. And being able to just embrace your strength and acknowledging your growth. Be happy. Celebrate them big and small achievements, my friend. Because in the long run, you're going to look back and be like, dang, this helped me in my journey for me to understand that my self-worth, embracing my self-worth over the self-image, as well as accepting your flaws, a part of the journey. Yes, we're going to F up. We're going to F up in the journey, but we're going to accept that flaw. Y'all, it took me a minute too to accept that, but I'm like, you know what? That's what makes me. And it made me 10 times harder. It made me the beast that I am today, because we all going to go through it. Dust yourself off and try again. But also remember, it's not going to break you. It's making you stronger than what you think you are. As well as embracing your self-worth. It encourages you to live with a purpose. It has you feel like I have a purpose today to do what I'm doing. Next day and days after that. As well as it's guiding you within your inner confidence to have that you didn't have before. It pumps you up. It helps you understand that this is for you. This is me. I'm comfortable within my skin. As well as the self-love, loving on yourself, appreciating yourself, telling yourself you handsome and wealthy. Amigos. Good morning, gorgeous. Mary J. Blige. And the list goes on. Love on yourself, my friend. Don't let nobody tilt that crown on your head. This goes for the kings and queens, y'all. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. And as always, you got this. If you got to even see somebody, because your mental health plays a big role in this, go to counseling. Don't be afraid to go to see somebody. We all go through things. Trust me, I went through it. And I encourage everybody in my circle, even my parents, go talk to somebody if you feel some type of way. Talking to a stranger that went to school to learn how to say this, do this, and do it. It's a blessing. And as a person like me who's a social worker and want to do it for children, it's needed. Everybody needs somebody. Even the millionaires need somebody. Shoot. Life be lifing. And mental health is something that we all go through. And the pandemic showed us how mental health can really play a big role in our life that we never really knew it did. So take that time and just think about it. Y'all, Roscoe then came in the building. If you're new here, Roscoe's my dog. He don't have no respect. So if I see the door open, if you watch on YouTube, Roscoe came in, he ain't got no respect. So y'all see all my purses and stuff. So anyway, number 3, when should we embrace self-worth over self-image? So embracing self-worth over self-image should be continuously practiced, but is especially important during moments of insecurity, compression, or self-doubt. When you're feeling overwhelmed by social standards, such as during high-pressure events like job interviews, social gatherings, or even on social media, it's perfect time to remind yourself of your inherent wealth. This is a shift prioritizing benefits when you're going through a period of personal transformation, healing, or growth, as it provides a stable foundation. It is also crucial when you feel the need to step back from external value and refocus on your true purpose and value. If you're experiencing body language concerns, mental health struggles, or social pressure, embracing self-worth can offer the support you need. You should also embrace self-worth when you want to decide aligns with your authentic self instead of conforming to what others expect. I remember I just talked about this. This is a practice that begins at a point in life and should be incorporated into the daily reflection and action. So I'm going to repeat that last line. This is a practice that can begin at any point in life and should be incorporated into daily reflection and action. Prime example, having affirmations, positive self-talk. When you know you had enough of this negativity, you had enough of the downplaying, you had enough of the not feeling like yourself, the depression, the anxiety, the mopey, the moody. I'm trying to think of the movie, y'all. Inside Out. All those mood swings that were not so good. Start today or tomorrow. Within knowing that setting the boundaries for yourself, let's just say that setting boundaries is key and is very important. I finally stood on, like they say, stand on business. Stand on business is like standing on your priorities, setting them boundaries, especially when it comes to embracing your self-worth over your image. Just by practicing it, you don't have to do everything that everybody else is doing. You don't have to fit in. You don't have to do this because somebody's telling you to do it. Do what's for you. We all have the moments where, we feel insecure. We don't really feel like ourselves and we self-doubt ourselves. That incorporates us to be overwhelmed. Not even with ourselves, but with the things we put ourselves through, as well as the social standards. Where I'm from, y'all, I'm from Baltimore. Sometimes the social standards here, is everybody want to be famous. And it's okay, and I'm with it. But everybody be famous. If I believe in the saying too, everything may not be for you right now. It's for you, but it's not your time right now. It's okay. Like sometimes I say for me, I might not have my big break right now, but it's coming. It's coming either way. And I'm going to stand 10 toes on that. As well as when you come to certain stuff, like the high pressure events, a job interview, y'all. That's why for Morgan, y'all, I love how Morgan, shout out to my school, they prepare you also for interviews, job interviews, school interviews, to go to the grad school, whatever. Mock trial. They call it a mock trial. You practice it. They give you the actual questions they might tell you, but they help you practice it. From how to dress, how to talk, how your hair supposed to look, what jewelry you supposed to wear, etc., etc., etc. We all go through it. That's why practice is important. It's okay to practice. Don't feel ashamed. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to go in here and just freestyle. At this big age, you better not freestyle nothing. If that's not your specialty. If you don't know how to talk to people, if you don't know how to be articulate, baby, I think you should not go in there and freestyle. But even if you are articulate, it's okay to practice because you want to be in there and you want to be comfortable as possible. That's one thing. Being comfortable as possible. Social gatherings. Y'all, if my crew not there, I'm not going. If somebody in my crew ain't there, I'm not going. That's where I draw the line. If I can't bring them, or I can't, sometimes they say don't bring the crew, but y'all, if I don't feel comfortable, it's like, I don't know. So I understand sometimes the pressure, the stuff, it goes up. As well as even on social media. Y'all, social media, when I was growing up, we was just living. Just to be honest, rates, stuff like that. Now we older. Sometimes it make you look like you're not doing enough. Birthdays, if you ain't on a trip, baby, you ain't doing enough. If you 20-something years old and you still in your mama's house, you ain't doing enough. Allegedly. I ain't put alleged on me. At my big age, and where I'm from, and I tell people all the time, you know when it's your time. Going back to when you know you want it, you know you're going to get it, but right now it's not your time. Let that person shine. For example, I'm not moving out of my parents' house until I get in my career. And I'm not rushing it. Because I'm going to take all the time I need to use up their Wi-Fi, use up their hot water, eat up all their food. Of course I put food in here. can't give them money to help pay with the bills because I got a job. But I'm going to be thankful for it. Because at times we do rush ourselves out there. And then we think about it. It's not us. Because we're trying to fit in. And that's impactful to self-worth. As well as the self-image of that we see within our community. And social media plays a big role. And I look at social media as you could be anything, anybody on there, literally. And they ain't got to know. And I'm big on leaving a mystery. Social media don't have to know everything. Lately, I've been posting everything about education because people are inspired by that. And hello, my podcast is based on education and wellness. So I'm going to put on my main page because most of the time I'm not on there. I'm on the podcast page. But nevertheless, y'all, sometimes it does play tricks on us. But that's the perfect time to remind us that we have to inherb that self-worth. We have to enhance that self-worth. We gotta get our friend together. That helps us shift from that. Because we're going through a period of that's the period in time of our life that we're going through that we're not going to let that take the best of us. And that's not going to control us. So from this day forward, y'all, don't set the standards of what's the new norm. Be able to embrace who you are with your self-worth again in the image that you uphold. You don't need to hang with this person to get an A. No. If you want to hang with the mob squad, like they said on like the father said on Roll Bounce, hang with the mob squad. Hang with your mob squad. You ain't gotta hang with the baddies if you know you're not a baddie. It's okay. Everybody is baddies in their own way, from the females. And the fellas are ballers in their own way. They fly in their own way. You know? It's okay. It's all right. You know what's for you. And vibes as well. I'm big on vibes. That's why my crew, I like my crew. We tight. Okay? And I ain't going to let nobody hurt them. We might say some stuff to each other and do some stuff, but ain't nobody else going to do that. See the boundaries and the self-worth and the image, how that goes? And I'm comfortable with them. And they comfortable with me. And I hope y'all the same way with y'all's. As well as when we get to that shift in life, that'll help us heal and give us growth. That provides us with the stable foundation that we need for our self-worth and the self-image that we uphold. Okay. So, as well as, two, if you have experienced the body image concerns, like I said for me, I'm cornbread fed. Sometimes I don't like wearing certain stuff. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, people are really out here paying for what I got. So I must embrace it. Like, wow, she really got what I got. Even though she bought it, we still in the same range. She got to buy a pair of she got to buy a pair of jeans that's a size 16 to an 18. So do I, sister. It's okay. That helps us heal and grow. But it also helps us, like, with all the stuff that we go through, we turn it to a positive and turn the negative to the positive. Like for me, I see a female, she might have bought her butt. That's okay. But now we have to put our jeans on together. And as well as the mental health struggles. Somebody made it to go through the same thing I did with finding to be acceptance and finding your friends. Find your village. Now, me and you was able to get through it, and now you're out of my village. As well as social pressure. We dealt with that. But now we know who's for us and who's not for us. And I'm not going to let nobody put me on blast. And I know you're not. And I ain't going to let it happen. And it's vice versa. And that's embracing the self-worth that can often help you with the support you need. So turn all them negatives into positive. Impact your self-worth. That'll impact your self-image for the long run, my friend. Embrace your self-worth with the decisions that you align yourself with when it comes to your artistic self, your authentic self, instead of holding on that grudge of what everybody's saying. Everybody gonna talk. Everybody has lips for a reason. They're gonna say what they want and have opinions. But you know what you about. Your self-worth and your self-image. And you're not going to let anything or anyone control it. Okay? You heard live here, vibing with E. Okay? We almost done, y'all. I know I'm preaching a little too long. We almost done. Bear with me. I feel it in my soul. I feel like at late nighttime stuff, when I pre-record for y'all, I think late nights for me. You know how they have late night specials? I think I'm gonna do that. A late night series. I don't know, y'all. I think I'm gonna do that. I don't know. We're gonna do a poll on it, but we're gonna know. So number 4, where can we embrace self-worth over self-image? You can embrace self-worth over self-image wherever you are. Love that, don't y'all? Whether you're in the house, at work, in social settings, or within your thoughts. The shift starts internally within your mindset and can be practiced anywhere. It can begin by having positive self-talk when you're in front of the mirror, avoiding negative self-judgment, and focusing on what makes you feel strong and capable. It also happens in how you approach social media. Recognize that image and compassion do not define your worth. You can also cultivate self-worth in moments of solitarily or reflection, such as through journaling, meditation, or affirmations. Whew, y'all, I feel like I talk ahead of everything I read. You embrace your inner strength may take place in professional settings when you stand for yourself, set boundaries, or make decisions aligned with your values. It's a journey that can unfold in any space as you center your sense of worth on your inner qualities, not external values. Woo! I'm getting turned, y'all. Getting extra turned because this is what it's all about. You can start from anywhere. It can happen anywhere, even in your house. Sometimes you be in the house, like I say, you look at yourself like, dang, I look like this, I like this. Nah, rephrase that with a positive talk. Start as soon as possible. Even work. Y'all, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I had a few jobs in the past that sometimes it triggered me. But I had to learn. It's not your forever. Especially if you're going to school, trade school, whatever, it's for a career you're passionate about. Baby, these jobs that you temporarily working for is not your forever. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. But also remember that them jobs and places and stuff prepared you in the long run for the career you want to be in. Sometimes y'all had my moments where I would be pissed. But I had to remember, shout out to my mom, saying this is not my forever. My first big girl job making big girl money, I hated it. Because I felt like they were playing with me. And I was the youngest one there. I just started high school. I'm working every weekend. I'm not supposed to be working every weekend. I'm supposed to work when they needed me. Basically, I felt like a full/part-time employee. But they didn't treat me like that. And that's why it turned me up to this day to see that I know my worth, but I'm going to turn this to a positive. I'm going to take up all your hours, get up all your money, punch in, punch out, and it turned me up from work setting. That impacted me when I was in the shoe store, working with children in an internship. Because you know the saying too, you want to have a career that you want to wake up and be happy about. Sometimes your career that you're happy about, sometimes you have your moments, but in the end, you still know how to turn it, that negative into a positive. As well as within a social setting. Trust me, y'all. For me, at times, it's so awkward. But now, like, you know what? I'm comfortable with who I am. People going to stop and stare regardless. Trust me, at times, I would stop and stare and be like, what the heck? Look at this person. But then it's like, it's all in fun. Because this is who they are. If you see somebody genuinely happy, you know, smiling, recording themselves, and just being free and comfortable in their skin, applaud them and give them the praise. Because sometimes it is awkward, like, one of my content friends, they be saying like at times, yo, it's weird as hell for me to pop my camera and do what I gotta do because people are gonna stare at me and laugh at me. But in the end, sometimes I come across one or two people while I'm doing what I'm doing, and they give me my flowers during the process of me recording, and it makes me feel comfortable. So being able to just navigate through those things as well as at home, being comfortable, turn those negatives to a positive, as well as with work, so personal and professional life, and also our thoughts. Challenging ourselves from having that fixed mindset to growth mindset is the best thing that can ever happen to us. Because once you challenge your mind into positive things, it makes you feel comfortable, and it makes you feel like this is the new you. This is your new normal. Shout out to my dean for telling me this in her class within domestic violence. You know, at times when we be like, when something go wrong in our life and we just want things to go back to normal, it's impossible for things to go back to normal. You have to learn a new normal. It's like a new season in your life every time. Sometimes you're like, dang, this is what I was normal to. But now you got to find a new normal. Like me, my normal schedule was getting up in the morning, going to school, working, and the podcast. Now the semester's over. I'm graduating from this. I have to find my new normal. Or something wrong go in your life, and it's the blessing of the things has stopped now. Now you can celebrate this new normal. You know, you see how the different barriers impacted with this, but it's going to help you in the long run. You know, so start with the embracing your self-worth over self-image from home, within your personal life, work within professional life, and also settings, social settings, and also within your thoughts. Just being able to shift that, to have that power to alternately shift within your mindset it can be practiced anywhere. Having that self-talk, like I said, positive self-talk is key, as well as having to say affirmations in the mirror or just saying them out loud. Video diaries is amazing, journaling is amazing, meditation, talking to nature, going out and talking into nature is amazing, because don't let your appearance, even social media or in person, define who you are. Don't let an image or having to deal with other people's opinion define who you are when it comes to your self-worth. Being articulate is amazing, being different is amazing, and just being exquisite and extraordinary in your own way is amazing. When you are able to embrace your self-worth moments and be able to reflect on them and stand tall and firm through it all, because that's important, and it's helping you embrace your inner strength that may be able to help you take place even more within your professional life, as well as deeper within your personal life, when you set the boundaries and stand up for yourself, what you believe in, and make those decisions without having to double back on it and second guessing yourself. It's a journey that we all go through, that you're able to unfold in any space, as long as you're centered of worth is on your side and it's quality, and you do not have to second guess yourself, because my friend, you can do this. I have faith in you, and I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm going to tell you like it is. Everything I say and do is raw and uncut, and why would I lie to y'all about the truth? I'm learning right along with you, and we got this. And lastly, the why. I love the why question because it summarizes everything and it hits the points of everything that has been said. So why is embracing self-worth over self-image important? Well, embracing self-worth over self-image is essential because it's free from the constant need for external validation, allowing you to live more authentically and confidently. When you focus on self-worth, you become less sustainable to criticism or sociological expectations, giving you the freedom to pursue your passion and goals. It fosters deeper self acceptance, which is crucial for mental and emotional well-being. As you stop measuring your values by the superficial standards, by prioritizing self-worth, you create a stable foundation that supports you through life challenges, helping you navigate setbacks with resentment. It also encourages healthier relationships, as you no longer seek validation from others, but instead you enjoy the mutual respect and love that is surrounded by you and is for you. Being able to embrace your inner strength leads you to a long-term fulfillment, as it allows you to live in alignment with your true self rather than striving for an unauthentic idea that's not for you. Ultimately, living with self-worth helps you create a life that is grounded in peace and confidence and purpose. Straight to the point, and simple as 1, 2, 3, and it sounds amazing, like an R&B singer song. I love the why, because the why just really summed up the whole thing, and it also empathizes the whole purpose. So let's embrace our self-worth rather than embracing self-image. Self-worth over self-image. Embracing your inner strength is important. So think about worth as inside and self-image as outside. Because outside is the image that you're holding. But the self-worth is the inside strength that you had that you probably don't even know you have, my friend. So I hope after you listen to this episode, read it, watch it, whatever, read it because translate it. I hope you understand who you are. And I hope you get a sense of, dang, he makes pretty good sense with this. And I got to do what's for me. And before we leave out, y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with the quote of the day. You're not what you see in the mirror. You are who you believe you are inside. Once said unknown. An unknown person said this. I'm going to say it again. You're not what you see in the mirror. You are who you believe you are inside. Going back to the self-worth is inside. Your inner strength, your inner self. Self-image is the outside. And the mirror, what everybody else see. I need you to dig deep, my friend. Tell a friend. Your self-worth matters. The image is nothing. That's just a little plus. But the self-worth is the icing on the cake, my friend. Okay? Y'all, this episode turned me up so much. It was super dope. Like, I feel like every episode I have is super dope. But when the episodes are over an hour and certain minutes, those are the ones that put the ice on the cake for me. And this one was an hour going on probably 6, is on 5, but I go 6 minutes, probably give it to 7. This one was super dope. And this one really helped me open my eyes, especially as a person that's graduating. It helped me understand that my self-worth matters than the self-image that is upholding. Image is important too, but my worth and my dignity and pride of myself also impacts with who I am and that I display within my self-image for a positive matter. And I hope that trickle down and soak in your brain as well. Okay? As always, I tell you guys, and I say it from the bottom of my heart, I hope you guys learned 3 or 5 things from today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, learned, but also had a reality check with yourself. Had to have the mirror conversation with yourself. Be like, dang, I have to embrace my self-worth better than my self-image. Because I know the real me, and I want everybody else to feel comfortable. Change is good for everybody. Sometimes it's good. Like Tupac said, change, it ain't for everybody, but I ain't mad at you. Sometimes you got to do your thing. Sometimes you got to separate yourself, find yourself around people that value you as well as find people that you value. Okay? So, as always, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. I hope you guys learned 3 to 5 things. I hope you guys really take initiative in just learning who you are as well as being comfortable within who you are and being able to embrace who you are inside and out, but mainly inside, because your inner strength is so amazing and super dope. And my friend, regardless of what's going on, you got this. You can fight through any storm. Even at times if you think you can't fight it, you can fight it. Trust me, coming from someone that has some storms in her life, that never thought she would see a rainbow, I've seen it and I'm so blessed. And I love what I do because I found my niche and this is my strength. And this is my testimony to you. Don't stop. Don't be afraid to ask for help and take that risk. Do what's for you, my friend. And as always, be kind to each other. Be kind to someone. Love on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be true to yourself. Also, set your boundaries. Be comfortable. And don't let nobody take your self-worth away from you. Okay? From the one and only E. I love you all so much. Please be safe out here. Enjoy the amazing weather. Soak it up. Go out with nature. Go to the beach because the beach right open up soon, the pool, all that. Take the time and enjoy yourself. To all my people out there that's celebrating their big and small accomplishments, I see you. I love you. I love how hungry and humble you are. You did this. I'm so proud of you. And I cannot wait to what other things you have in store for yourself as well. As to everyone, I love you all deeply. Please be safe. Be careful. Love on yourself. Give respect. When respect is given, make someone day, and also love on yourself and give yourself the praise. You guys will hear from me next Wednesday. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear the Vibing Out with Guests that comes out this week as well. I love you all. Be safe, be kind, and just love on yourself and protect yourself out of harm's way. You got this. I know you can. Bad times last forever because as every storm there is a rainbow. Love yours truly. Bye.